Hey there, Celestial Mystics. It's your girl, Tiffany Satchel, your 1111 coach. Welcome back. If this is your first time viewing my content, I hope you'll subscribe, because on this channel, we talk about angels, we talk about magic, we talk about universal laws, and we talk about tarot. We also believe, without a doubt, that we deserve perfect health, abundant wealth, perfect self-expression, and relationships that are love-based and fair exchanges of energy. And I hope I can make you a believer too. I'm excited to share a personal victory with you. A court case I recently had was dismissed. And you may already know, I do not believe in coincidences. Actually, I see this as a powerful example of how divine alignment and magic work together to bring about the best outcomes. So, let's dive into the details of what happened and why I believe that this was more than just a stroke of luck. You know, when things like this happen, it's easy for some people to write them off as just a coincidence. But those of us on this spiritual path understand that the universe is far more complex and interconnected than that. Okay? When we set our intentions and align ourselves with cosmic energies, the results are often nothing short of miraculous. Now, to a muggle-minded person or the uninitiated, it doesn't look like magic. Because the universe has a way of causing things to look like a regular or natural occurrence, for lack of a better word. However, to the seeker or neophyte or initiate, we see magic when these things occur. We see divine intervention. We see the very hand of God reaching down from heaven into our lives, removing the obstacles, paving the way for our desire. And today, I'm going to share what happened to me. It was a beautiful day. No. All right, so I was on my way home from work. I was just about to turn the corner, okay, to go down my block. And I heard, pull over. So I looked in my rearview mirror and I saw the lights of a cop car flashing, right? I was stunned and I started shaking. I just started shaking. I had to pull all the way down to the next block because I couldn't pull over safely. There was so much traffic at the time, which made me even more nervous. I had no idea what I had done, and I didn't want the officer to be upset because I didn't stop immediately and pull over. So she kept saying, pull over in the intercom. I felt like everybody was looking at me. So I pulled over. I quickly pulled out my documents. I rushed to give her my paperwork together, right? So that I could hand it to her when she got to the window. As I opened my window to hand her the documents, I nicely said, "What did I do, officer?" I still remember I was so nervous. I was like, "Officer, what did I do? What did I do?" She said, "I pulled you over for your tints." I was pissed. I was like, damn. It's the middle of rush hour. The street was full of kids and cars and trucks passing by. I mean, it was extremely busy at that time. It actually was a hazard for us to be where we were. She almost got hit by a car trying to talk to me at my window. I mean, like, she had to, like, move up. Like she talking to me and she like, I'm like, yo, was this that serious? Like, it just didn't seem to me appropriate for her to pull me over. Especially when, I have to admit, I don't live in the very best of neighborhoods. So I was certain there was some real crimes going on in the area that she could have attended to. You know what I mean? Instead of pulling me over. I mean, I was like practically at my front door already. It's like, I know she could see that. They could see all of that. I spoke to cops and they talk about how when they drive by cars, how they could hear these alarms going off if your car is not registered. So I asked him, I said, "What do you do?" He said, "I don't do nothing." He said, "What I'm gonna do? Pull over every single car?" He was like, I got other things I have to do. So these cars, like, they know. They could drive by you. Like, they know. So I'm sure she knew I lived right there. It was just so stupid. Anyway. Oh, by the way, I live in New Jersey, and the cops don't like us to have tinted windows, right? I guess because, the crime. And I do live in an area, like I said, I live in an urban neighborhood. All right, it's safe to walk down the street, but like, they sell drugs around the corner. The cops are always sitting there. To me, I feel like the cops got something to do with it. But they ain't none of my business. So she pulled me over for my tints, and I don't really even feel like my tints is that dark. I don't have tints on my windshield. All my other windows are tinted. I feel like she was just reaching, and to me, the time that she pulled me over, it just wasn't the time for all of that. Like, it was very unsafe conditions. It was kind of ridiculous for her to pull me over at that time. Nevertheless, she's the one with the badge, so I had to comply. She returns with not one ticket, but 2 tickets. Not one, but 2. One was a fine for the tints, and one to appear in front of the judge about my tints. When I say I was angry, I snatched the tickets from her and just pulled off. I didn't even wait for her to walk away. She barely got her hand out the window. I was so mad because I was like, yo, this is so freaking stupid. If you're going to give me a ticket for the tints, just give me the freaking ticket. No, she had to be extra. You got him in front of a judge, too. Got to take time out of your life. So I did what any other magical-minded person would do. I went to my angels, and of course, I was like, I started talking to my angels. I went home immediately, and I started talking to my angels. And I was instructed not to pay the fine, but to go to the clerk and tell them that I wanted to fight the ticket. I did that, and I received a court date to contest the fine on the same day I had to see the judge, right? So like I said, she gave me 2 tickets. So they combined the court dates because I said I'm not going to pay this ticket. I want to see the judge about the ticket, and I'll deal with the matter that this officer is has summons me to court about. And then I got to download that I better do something to find favor in the eyes of the judge if I was going to risk having to pay an even larger fine for challenging the city and the officers, you know. And this wasn't my first rodeo. No, this is not my first rodeo. I had previous court appearances, and I won my case because I know magic. I know how to cast myself in the very best light and receive mercy from the courts. Okay. Because who want to pay fines and stuff? I don't pay extra fines. I already pay high taxes. All right. So after I went to the court, and the clerk gave me, you know, she told me what I was going to be able to do, what she was going to be able to do for me. She told me it was virtual court. I was like, what? I put my hand on my heart. When the clerk told me it was going to be virtual court, I was like, oh, shit. I don't know how. I don't know how to do that kind of work. I never casted a court case spell virtually before. But it was a good thing that I had time to do my research. The court date was like almost like 2 months. I had like 2 months to prepare. I was nervous. I was nervous because Mercury was retrograding and stuff, and I was like, damn, how am I gonna pull this off? I was like, what? Because when you go to court, you have to have clear communication. You got to be able to communicate clearly and articulately with the judge. Now, if Mercury are retrograding and stuff, I'm like, OMG, what the hell am I going to do? So then I just said, you know what? I'm going to go back to basics. Let me go back to my foundation. I pulled out my Bible. And then I remembered that forgiveness of my sins was the only way that I was going to get myself out of this mess. Right? So obviously I had attracted this situation. Either I attracted it or somebody threw some shit at me. And I know people I already know people throwing shit at me. And that's okay. I don't care. They fucking themselves up. They not fucking me up. That didn't fuck me up. They taught me how to cast a spell virtually. That's what they taught me. I'm probably gonna need it, right? We going into a new age. I'll be able to teach you guys. So I had to learn it. They didn't fuck me out. I'm like, Rihanna, I still got my money. I still got my tents. So anyway, I went through my Bible. I got all my scriptures together. and I performed a spell to ensure the outcome that I wanted, right? I worked with the energies of Jupiter, Mercury, Mars, and Libra. I created a talisman for protection that I could carry with me wherever I went, for favor and protection after I drive as well. See, that's why I say you gotta bind. So you cast for what you want, but you gotta bind down what you don't want either, right? So you gotta do these things. So it's not enough to just get the case dismissed. Now you have to make sure that you deal with any future situations as well ahead of time. That's how you bind down what you don't want to occur. So I anointed my candles with Hydron oil and rolled opener oil, and I used honey too, right? And I dressed them with rosemary and bay leaves and chamomile and some lucky powder I got off of Etsy from the lady that I buy my petition papers from. I use gold joss paper, and she got a nice little site, y'all. She got a whole bunch of stuff, and she got this lucky powder that I use. I actually use it a lot, but I only use like a little bit, because to me it's kind of like, I'm not saying that it's definitely worth it. It's just not that I wouldn't say expensive. That's not the word. It's worth it, and I don't want to waste it, you know. So I set my intention clearly to have the case dismissed and to walk away victoriously. Now, here's where things get interesting. When I showed up for the virtual court session, I wasn't the only one with a case about tinted windows. It was traffic court. So people were there for all kinds of vehicle violations. A lot of them had tons of tickets, and some of the tickets they were cited for was tinted windows. They sent us to the breakout room to speak with the prosecutor, who was a very, very, very nice lady. All right. So let's say a person had 3 violations or more, for example, right? And one of the tickets was for tints. She threw the tinted window out. She threw the tinted window sighting out. So I watched as she dismissed the fines of everyone cited for tinted windows, one after another. All right, you got 5. You got this. You got discharges. You got 5 charges. I'm gonna drop. She was like, I'm gonna take the tinted windows out. Now you only got 3 left. Now you only got 4 left. And it just kept happening. But I was still nervous, right? Because I didn't have anything to bargain with. I only had 1 ticket, the tinted window. So I was like, oh man. I was like, I ain't got nothing to bargain with. I was sitting there, I was like, damn, she probably gonna give me court costs or something. She gonna be like, well, you still got it. I was like, oh my God, I was so nervous, right? I had no idea what she was gonna do to me. So she finally calls my name. She didn't even say the charge against me, right? She just said, Miss Moore, I'm dismissing your charges. She said, please go back to the court session to see the judge. That's it. That's it. Now let's break it down. Now, why do I believe, without a doubt, that this was not a mere coincidence? I mean, the courts are there to make money, right? So sure, they might say, okay, we're going to dismiss it, but they still be giving you court costs, right? I've been in court where they dismissed my ticket or they dismissed the charge and they still made me, they said, you just got to pay court charges. They be wanting money. So, like, yeah, like they'll bargain with you. But I didn't have anything to bargain with. And I wasn't even charged court fees. That was in my intention as well. I said, I don't want to pay nothing. When we work with Magick, we're not just affecting our own lives. We're influencing the energies around us, all right? So my intention was for justice and favor. And by setting that intention so clearly and powerfully, I believe it resonated beyond just my own case. Yeah. The collective energy in that courtroom was aligned with fairness. And that ripple effect could have contributed to the dismissal of all the tinted window cases that day. Now, imagine if you're in a room full of people and you start playing a piece of uplifting music. Even if you're the one who consciously chose the music, you're the one who turned the dial to that song. Everyone in that room is going to feel the vibe, whether they realize it or not. That's how collective energy works. You set the tone, you turn the dial, and others naturally align with it. Hence the phase, he or she is a whole vibe, which I hear a lot, by the way. On this channel, we always talk about divine timing. Those moments when the universe seems to orchestrate events in a way that feels perfect and aligned. The fact that every tinted window case was dismissed that day is a powerful example of divine timing. It's as if the universe decided today is the day for justice and fairness, and everything fell into place accordingly. Think of divine timing like catching a wave while surfing. You can paddle and position yourself, but there's a moment when the wave lifts you up and carries you forward. That's what happened in this court case. The wave of divine timing carried everyone to the shore of victory. This event is also a perfect example of synchronicity, which means coincidences that point to a larger interconnected pattern. The fact that multiple cases were dismissed isn't random. No, it's a sign that the universe was aligning in favor of justice and protection for everyone involved, just as I requested. Here's an example. Imagine you're thinking about a friend that you haven't spoken to in years, and suddenly they call you out the blue. That's synchronicity. It's a seemingly random event that's actually a sign of a deeper connection at work. When you cast a spell or set a strong intention, especially one that's aligned with positive intentions, the energy you send out doesn't just stop at the boundaries of your own life. No, friend, no. It ripples out and affects others as well. And in this case, the protective, justice, and favorable energies I called upon might have extended to everyone else in the courtroom as well, leading to their cases being dismissed. Fairness. It's only fair. Here's an example that I previously used in my last video for a Virgo new moon ritual. Think of a stone dropped into a pond. The ripples move outward, affecting the entire surface of the water. That's what happens with magic. Your intentions create ripples that influence far more than just your immediate situation. That's why they say, be careful what you wish for. So now, how does this apply to you? I'm glad you asked. The next time that you're setting intentions or performing spell work, remember that your energy has the potential to affect not just your own life, but the lives of those around you as well. Your children and their children too. When you align yourself with positive, powerful energies like protection, justice, and favor, you're contributing to a broader wave of positivity and fairness that can uplift everyone in its path. You're helping people. You are serving people. All right? And on the flip side, if you've ever been tempted to use magic for negative purposes, remember that those ripples can come back to you, sometimes in unexpected, undesirable ways. It's always best to align your magic with I think I'm gonna go down here because I haven't been down here in a minute. It's always best to align your magic with the highest good. Not just for yourself, but for the collective. For the good of all and according to free will. Under grace in a perfect way. Binding down what you don't want with harm to none. You see? That way you won't be fucking up other people's lives and stuff. What's your fucked up desire? Oh my God, y'all know I'm crazy, right? Okay. I learned a lot. I'm telling you, yo, I done came up against some real witches. And I wanted to say bees, but I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna say witches, some real witches, but they wasn't real witches. They was real, you know what. And I don't consider myself to be a witch. I consider myself to be more of a mystic because I really do use spirituality for growth and development. I just really want to just improve my life. I don't want to control nobody. I don't want to hurt anybody. Like, even if I don't like you, I'm not going to do something against you. Now, I will protect myself from you if I feel like you're going to hurt me in some way or something like that. I'll do that. But I'm not going to waste my precious energy or my focus on trying to do anything in your life, because I also know that that shit might work out for you. That might be, nah, you don't, no, you got to get your blessings out elsewhere. What if I send you a challenge and it help you grow? Nah. Go get your blessings elsewhere. I ain't trying to help you grow. I ain't using my energy for that. I don't fuck with you. It's like, nah. Nah, y'all. Ignore me, yo. Ignore me. I gotta go to work in a little bit. I left out early. I got an hour and a half and I'm gonna go to this restaurant that I haven't been to in probably a year now, because I haven't been down in this area. But I got time today. All right. So now, let's reinforce all of this, right, with some tarot. All right. So we can look at the Justice card, right, which reminds us that what we send out. What the heck are you doing? If you want to get over, get over. What we send out, right, will come back to us. All right. The scales of justice are always in motion, balancing our actions with our consequences. Okay. And then, like, I'm just going to, I definitely want to make reference to Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived. Okay. God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. All right. So if you're sending out good energy, right, and casting a spell or desire that is not only going to affect you, it's going to affect everybody around you, but you say that you want, this is what I want, but I want everyone that is involved in any way, shape, or form to be good. That aligns perfectly with the law of cause and effect. You put yourself in perfect alignment with the law of cause and effect. And you just sowed some seeds of positivity and righteousness. And of course, don't forget about your angels. You got to call on Archangel Michael. All right? Michael is perfect for situations like this. He is the protector and the one who stands for justice and truth. So you could ask him to guide your actions and ensure that the energy you put into the universe is aligned with divine will. If you found this story inspiring, please give this video a thumbs up. Whoops. Don't forget to subscribe to the 1111 Coach for more content on magic and tarot and spiritual growth. Share this video with anyone that you might benefit from understanding how our intentions and magic ripple out into the world. I love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Have you experienced divine alignment or synchronicity when you casted a spell or set a strong intention to achieve a goal or attain a desire? Let's chat about it in the comments below. Remember, I love you with that agape kind of love. Keep your intentions pure. And your energy positive. And trust that when you ask, you are heard. When you ask, you are heard. When you align yourself with the universe, amazing things can happen. Until next time, stay blessed, be favored, and keep shining. Peace.